Red Bull has introduced significant updates to the RB21 in their effort to maintain Max Verstappen's dominance during the 2025 season. Verstappen has dismissed criticism of his aggressive driving style from McLaren's Zach Brown, joking that Brown failed in his own racing career. In other news, George Russell has spoken about the gap left by Lewis Hamilton's departure from Mercedes. Let's discuss, and stay tuned until the end. And not to miss the latest news, don't forget to subscribe. After a bittersweet 2024 season, where Verstappen secured his fourth straight Drivers' Championship, Red Bull lost the Constructors' Championship to McLaren, the Milton Keynes-based team is making sweeping changes for 2025. They are focused on getting back to the top and helping Verstappen achieve a fifth title with the upgraded RB21. Red Bull dominated the early part of the 2024 season, winning 7 of the first 10 races. However, as the season went on, their rivals, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes, narrowed the gap. McLaren ultimately won the Constructors' Championship, their first since 1998. Despite winning only 2 of the final 14 races, Verstappen's consistent performances and early season dominance were enough to keep him ahead in the drivers' standings, ensuring his fourth consecutive title. The season's competitive nature highlighted Formula One's increasing unpredictability, with stable regulations pushing teams to maximize performance. As experts predict an even tighter battle, in 2025, Red Bull's car developments will be crucial. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's motorsport advisor, acknowledged the team's challenges in 2024 and outlined the focus for the RB21. He stressed the importance of improving the car's setup flexibility and tire management. With regulations largely unchanged for the final year of the current cycle, teams will be focusing on optimizing the performance within the existing constraints. One key issue for all teams is the sensitive tire operating window, where even slight temperature fluctuations can lead to significant losses in performance. If you look at the past 6 months, Ferrari and McLaren were clearly the strongest teams, so we need to develop a car with a broader operating window that doesn't react so unpredictably to minor changes. If we can achieve that, we'll automatically be back in the fight for the World Championship. Thanks to Max Verstappen's influence, despite his remarkable success, he remains humble about Red Bull's prospects for the 2025 season. The Dutch driver acknowledged that the team wouldn't enter the new season as the clear favorites, but expressed confidence in their ability to address the issues with the RB20. "I know that if we fix our problems, we'll gain a lot of lap time, but it's all about addressing those issues," Verstappen stated. He pinpointed the car's balance issues as a major challenge. "The balance shift we're experiencing makes it hard to find a good compromise with the tools we have in the car. So, we need to work on that. For next year, if we can fix it, I'm confident we'll have a competitive race car." In other news, Verstappen has responded to McLaren CEO Zach Brown's criticism of his aggressive racing style. After Brown's remarks, Verstappen fired back with a playful jab at the McLaren boss's own racing career, adding fuel to the already intense rivalry between the two teams. Despite Verstappen's dominance in the 2024 season, where he secured the World Championship by 63 points ahead of McLaren's Lando Norris, the campaign was marked by controversy. The most notable incident occurred in Mexico, where Verstappen and Norris clashed on track, resulting in 2 10-second penalties for Verstappen. Brown quickly condemned Verstappen's on-track behavior, saying, "He's such a fantastic driver, but I don't think he needs to race like that. Just drive like the world champion he is. It was unnecessary, puts everyone at risk, and isn't clean racing." This criticism followed Zach Brown's earlier remarks in Austria, where he questioned Red Bull's win-at-all-costs mentality. After another intense battle between Verstappen and Lando Norris, Brown stated, "Nasty is not how McLaren races." In response, Verstappen didn't hold back, dismissing Brown's comments with his typical bluntness. In a documentary by media, Verstappen laughed off the criticism and took a shot at Brown's own racing career. "I always find that really funny coming from someone who failed himself in racing," he said. Verstappen's reaction exemplifies the confidence. Some would even call it arrogance. That has been a hallmark of his racing persona. His unapologetic style continues to stir debate and draw attention in Formula One. Max Verstappen's aggressive driving tactics have not only led to his success, but have also sparked controversy, with rivals and pundits questioning whether his methods cross the line of fair competition. Despite finishing behind Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship, Zach Brown believes that Lando Norris has matured as a driver and is now better equipped to take on Verstappen. Reflecting on their clash in Mexico, Brown noted, "I think Lando has learned how to race against Max. Max has been very clear about his approach. If you try to pass him on the outside, he won't give you any room. But Lando gave him a great fight in Mexico, and he made sure there was no contact between them. We were also fighting for the Constructors' title, so we couldn't afford to be too aggressive. I think Lando now knows exactly how to handle Max on the track, and I'm confident he'll perform even better next year." In a rare insight into his mindset, Verstappen openly acknowledged that he is willing to cross ethical boundaries in his relentless pursuit of victory. "I will always get the maximum out of it. Sometimes you have to cross a line, and I'll do that," he stated candidly. He went on to explain, "You have to calculate all of that, and not everyone understands that. Not everyone has that mentality." The Red Bull driver defended his controversial moves during the Mexican Grand Prix, arguing that his aggressive tactics ultimately worked in his favor by denying Norris a shot at victory and securing him an advantage in the championship battle. "That race? Not at all. No. I think I actually gained points there," Verstappen remarked. Meanwhile, George Russell admitted to feeling the absence of Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes following Hamilton's move to Ferrari. Reflecting on the transition, Russell expressed his feelings about Hamilton's departure and the changing dynamics at Mercedes. Russell, who initially joined Mercedes as a junior driver before becoming Hamilton's teammate in 2022, is now preparing for a fresh chapter in 2025, where he will partner with Keane Antonelli, a rising star from Mercedes' junior program. While Hamilton's switch to Ferrari was confirmed 11 months ago, New Year's Day officially marked the start of his new journey with the Scuderia, as his contract with Mercedes has now expired. Reflecting on his time alongside Lewis Hamilton, George Russell described their 3-year partnership as an unforgettable experience, calling his early days at Mercedes surreal. "I'll always remember my first F1 race for Mercedes in Abu Dhabi 2016, the race between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, and just being in the same room with them during the debrief. I was starstruck just witnessing it all," Russell recalled. "To think that we've now been teammates for 3 years is incredible, and I know within myself that I can perform at least at his level." Russell also shared that his initial inspiration to pursue motorsport came from his older brother, Benji Russell, a karting champion, whom George described as the faster Russell. "My hero honestly was my brother, Benji Russell," he admitted. "He's 10 years older than me, and he was the one I looked up to when I started karting. He was winning races, British championships, and even world championships. Seeing him achieve all that made me want to follow in his footsteps." Now, with Hamilton leaving for Ferrari, Russell faces the challenge of stepping into a leadership role at Mercedes. However, he believes that competing against one of Formula One's greatest drivers has made him a more capable and confident competitor. "I feel confident knowing I've gone up against Lewis and held my own. It's been an invaluable experience," Russell said, as Hamilton begins a new chapter with Ferrari, aiming to restore the Scuderia's championship glory. Russell is focused on leading Mercedes back to the top. With Hamilton's absence leaving a noticeable gap, Russell is determined to ensure the team continues its legacy of success and fights for the championship once again. Alongside his new teammate, Keane Antonelli, Russell hopes to build a strong partnership that will propel Mercedes to future victories. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to not miss all the latest news from the world of Formula One. See you in the next video.